So behind me is a place without air conditioning. We've had a lot of power outages here in our neck of Samui over the last couple of days. So I'm gonna get out of there. It's sweltering hot here in Samui these days. I'm gonna jump in my rental car and I'm gonna take you for a drive and show you what Chewang looks like and Lamai looks like right now in late May 2022 here on the island of Koh Samui. Let's listen to some tunes. Just go for a little drive today, shall we? Oh, this just has to get cranked. We're starting off in Chewang, and it's not only the AC that needs to get cranked. Here, let me.
Fresh off the block. Watch my head better. I got awkward thoughts and a neck twitch. I fall off the knot, then I get up. I'm this slot to watch. That's a Netflix. I stop with the pot. Got my head stripped, but mama kept singing, better save that noodle, cause...
Alright, this is just at the heart of Chewang. We're gonna go down that road. But I got a stop to make coming up this road. But first, you might remember this. This is like old Chinatown here. Old Chewang Chinatown. Well, it's been reduced to rubble. I'm guessing that this stretch is gonna get rebuilt when the Chinese do start coming back. Anyone got any guesses on when the Chinese are gonna start to come back? When are you guys gonna get allowed out of China? You go, little puppy. All right, we're pulling in here to the Central. I have a pit stop to make, and to get into the Central, they want to see your ID now. So let me just flash my ID. This gentleman's okay with it. And you got to scan a little piece of ID to get into the underground parking.
I got daddy issues. Rolled up inside my mommy issues. Got bad teeth, I don't smile in my awkward pictures. Can't do intimate, cause talking pretty hard with people. I get shaky when I'm locking people. I'm a pencil pushing, second guessing crooked half of a man.
All right, so we've arrived. I love to park down there. My first pit stop is right here at the Central Shopping Mall. I'm going up to the second floor to take care of some banking. It's like out of a little horror movie. I know it's for the little kiddies, but that little area freaks me right out. Pretty quiet around Samui these days. It'll be interesting to see what the main Chewang Beach Road looks like. We're gonna be there as soon as I finish my banking. Captain Cap. So as I leave my bank here, I'm gonna answer two quick questions for you guys. Number one, the mask. I've had a lot of people ask me what the mask situation is these days in Thailand. And I'll say that on Koh Samui, everyone's wearing them when you go indoors to malls and to 7-Elevens and places like this. But other than that, you don't see too many people wearing them out on the streets. That's different than Bangkok. Bangkok's still mask central. So you're walking around the hot streets. Lots of people are still wearing masks. Everyone's kind of still stuck in mask land. I personally don't love it, but it is what it is. It's one of the things I like about being here on Samui these days. And secondly, banking. There's been some new rules instituted. I use a place called TransferWise to do international payments and stuff like that. It's a really awesome service. Actually, I'll leave a link for that for you guys if you've never heard of it. It saves you all kinds of money on banking fees. But as of recently, you can only bring in a maximum of 50,000 baht internationally through TransferWise at a time. That's with my bank. There is other banks that you can bring in more. I can't remember what they are right now, but maybe I can pull it up for you and list it here. You guys know how I like to give you information in all the videos. So there's two little tidbits. Now, let's get out of the mall, back on the streets, and let's see what main Chewang Beach Road looks like. Hit it, DJ. Okay, so we've pulled out of Central. We've turned right. We're heading back towards Chewang Beach Road, and we're passing one of my favorite stores right here. The 7 Arc store. Look at that. Is that a little bit like 7-Eleven? I'll give you one last look at Chinatown, what used to be kind of known as Chinatown. And like I said, you can see off to the left, been demolished, a lot of it. And we'll see what they rebuild there. I'll keep you guys updated. I've been updating you through the last couple of years, this whole thing. Coming up to the Chewang Triangle, and we're gonna turn right and head right down the main beach road. First little bit of it's pretty quiet, but as I pointed out in my e-bike video, there's all kinds of these motorbikes. That's a good sign. It's about 5 o'clock. It's 5 p.m. Keep in mind, when this place opened up, April was a real big noticeable bump of number of people you see here. And oh, look at the big electrical box. As you'll notice, that's deleted all of the big ugly electrical wires. So April had a big bump in people, but May and June, we're just back to slow season. Got a food panda in front of us. Someone's getting some food delivery. This end of Chewang, now that we're starting to come in back out to the backside of Central, is where you can see lots of places still closed. Chewang is not fully back to life. I've predicted it July. I'm saying July, and I'll come back down here in July and we'll see if I'm right or we'll see if I'm wrong. Here's the backside of Central Mall where we just were. Coming up to Nuri here. If you like Indian food, I'd highly recommend checking out that guy's place. Down these roads, you get into the nightlife. Should I show you a clip of me in the black bar at 4 a.m. just a few nights ago? If you follow the Facebook page, you've already seen it on a Facebook reel. But if you're just here in YouTube land, okay, I'll show you a little clip of what I got up to on Saturday night. But don't worry, I'll be right back. Yeah, that was quite the evening. Sometimes you just gotta let loose, eh? All right, we're just pulling out the very end of Chewang Road. Time to head to Lamai. Just got brought to that elbow at the end of Chewang Road, and we're back approaching the ring road. You can see some unsavory massage activities going on here. Never known that to happen in Thailand, but here we come up to ye old ring road. We're gonna hang a Louis here and we're gonna head down south. Oopsie, one of the things that you're gonna notice when you drive around Samui these days is parts of the road are brand spanking new and just delicious. Well, I'm not gonna eat off of them, but by delicious, I mean, look at this. They've widened the roads from telephone pole to telephone pole, and they have paved a lot of them, repainted them, made 4 lanes out of them where before there was 2. Now, I will say that they still have left some of the roads unfinished. So Samui government, if you happen to be listening, if you happen to watch the YouTube channel, the section between Chong Moon and Chewang, and then right at the 3-way intersection, that little mini roundabout at Chewang Lake, that really needs to get done. Oh, one of my favorite spots. There's this viewpoint and this little tree. You give 3 beeps of your horn when you come by there, and then we head into the hills that separate Chewang and Lamai. But yeah, it is a bit of a shame that like 80% of the road work is phenomenal and really makes the island a lot more enjoyable to get around. There's just that last nagging 20% that they really should fix up, because it makes all the rest of the work a little bit less noticeable, a little bit less kind of pat on the back worthy. In here, they're just going nuts. They're widening this whole stretch of road out here immensely. And between Chewang and Lamai, this used to just be 2 narrow lanes. You'd get stuck in traffic here all the time. This looks like it has a bit of work left to go, but when they're done here, this is going to make the time between Chewang and Lamai just so much less. Oh, I just passed Coral Cove right back there. Birdie, you remember Coral Cove, man? That was the first place that I ever stayed. Ah, the memories. We got into a little trouble back then, I can tell you. Coming up to the big rock. I should show you the big rock in slow-mo. The sun-soaked jungle of Lamai peeking through back there. We're pulling in and we're about to turn left. You recognize this, the McDonald's sign. Turn left at the McDonald's sign. And now we're on the main Lamai Beach Road. I don't get down to Lamai that much anymore, I've got to say, but the last time I came down to make a couple teeny videos and the place was an absolute ghost town. I hope it's starting to come back to life, but let's see. Okay, so it's got a tiny bit of life to it. There's way more open. Actually, a couple of people enjoying this restaurant, bar there. But for the most part, still quiet, still closed. We're coming up to the town square, where all the town hall meetings happen. I'm guessing that the town square's still closed. Oh, here's the town square right here. Oh, just starting to open. The Sexy Sex Bar's open. Oh, hello. They're starting to hoot. They're starting to holler. There's the McDonald's. Wow, the McDonald's is closed. But they're starting to dust it off. Lamai is getting dusted off. In Canada, where I'm from, when you come back to your cottage, your cabin, your summer cabin after the winter, it's been closed all winter, right? So it's dirty, it's musty, there's cobwebs, there's spider webs. And that first weekend that you're up there, you spend dusting the place off and getting ready for an amazing summer. Well, Lamai is getting dusted off right now. I'm calling Lamai as well. July and August, it's gonna be back, baby. Maybe not 100%, but it's gonna be 80% back, July and August. I'm gonna come back and prove it to you guys. Whoa, that was a close call. Sure is a nice time of day, the way that the lights hitting the trees and the jungle-covered mountains off in the distance as I pull into the backside of Lamai. You can see the road here has all been done. Got some Muay Thai guys out doing the Muay Thai thing. And now we're coming up to the corner with the Lamai Temple, the famous La Fabrique French bakery there. Place has been there for a dog's age. And this corner is all bunged up here, so a little bit of traffic. Got some workers going. It's rush hour now, so some of the workers going home for the night. And there's Lamai Temple. And then we are back on the stretch of road heading north back out of Lamai. Fingers crossed my power's back on. But let's zip on home with a little more musical accompaniment. Man, I just love driving around Thailand, driving around Samui. The things you see, it's just awesome. It's just good to get out and drive around. The power outage got me out, but now that I'm back home, I'm really, really hoping that it's back on. Is the power back on?
Yeah.
Oh, the power's back on. Thank you, Buddha.